We got one in the freeway.
Intense interactions involving Detroit PD's newest specialized unit, highlighted in body camera video, some shared exclusively with NBC News.
Look, we got all the time you need.
An officer convincing this man to drop a knife.
Can you throw it away so I can come give you a hug? Please drop it. Good job.
Good job, good job, good job, good job, good job.
Another talking someone down from a busy highway overpass. Situations involving a police team assembled in January, fully dedicated to responding to the record number of mental health crisis calls.
And also remember our patients, okay?
It's a crisis for our community. It's a crisis for police. And we found it necessary to implement a citywide co-response unit.
The department says officers are now responding to an average 39 calls a day, nearly 9,000 runs this year alone. Calls known to be more volatile, unpredictable, and at least twice last fall in Detroit, deadly.
Is this new unit working?
I think it is, but I don't, I'm not going to declare victory.
The team is armed with additional, less lethal weapons.
The standard officer doesn't walk around with this.
No, sir.
And looks different than other officers, driving cruisers with green lights, in the summer wearing khakis and green polos.
My uniform says George, so it's not Sergeant George or P.O. George, it's just George. 2
officers travel with a specialist from the Detroit-Wayne Integrated Health Network.
You're not a sworn officer?
No.
You're unarmed?
Very much so.
We watched how in between emergency calls, teams visited folks they previously encountered.
Once a week they ride by just to make sure he's okay. And they also, help me and keep me calm.
Like Lucretia Skinner's son, Darren, who is bound to a wheelchair and suffers from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
I mean, you're talking about your son here.
My son, Darren,
How much did you hesitate calling 911?
I called 911 because I need the help.
Super excited about today.
The department last week announcing new state funding, allowing the unit to expand from 19 to 30 officers. But the co-response model falls short of what Alexandria Hughes and other community members demanded.
We were calling for a non-police, unarmed mental health crisis response service.
As she led protests in 2020 and after the separate police shootings of Porter Burks and Keasia Miller last fall, each killed while suffering a mental health episode after family members called 911.
It's not the answer because it still involves the police. And we know that community members who have been traumatized are not going to trust that.
I would much rather our officers not have to engage in the mental health crisis, but it's here.
You're forced to do it.
We're forced to do it, and we have to do it, and we shall do it.
Shaquille Brewster, NBC News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.